Good evenings to neighbours, with a little understanding, you can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends. G'day there, folks. Welcome to this very special episode of Sandy and Sunday. Yeah, we're absolutely stoked, me and Sharlene, to be here. It's Scott and Sharlene, of course, from episode 3,064,000,000 of Neighbours, which just came to an end this week after a beautiful 37 years of just like living the life in the sunshine. And I've always been a little bit jealous myself of Charlotte. Of course, our real names are Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue. Still looking pretty good after all these years. Well, I understand that Sharlene or Kylie's been using a little bit of extra surgical help, but I've just matured gracefully. What is not matured though is my hairstyle. You still got the same beautiful mullet from 30 years or 37 years ago. So yeah, and it's great. It never loses its place in fashion. Yeah, it was never there in the fashion, so it can't lose its place. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, we were absolutely delighted to get the call from Sandy Brechin to say, could we be today's guest host on his even more popular weekly show, which will no doubt run for another 37 years because he's got nothing better to do on a Sunday afternoon. So it seems. Anyway, we've got an absolute bonzer of a show for you today. Although, as usual, we've no idea what we're going to be doing. We're just making it up as we go along because I spent most of the time on hairstyling. Should we grab a cold one? I've got some potatoes boiling on the stove there. I forgot about that earlier. I was boiling them to make a cooked breakfast because I like the sliced potatoes, the sliced tatties they say here in Scotland. We're also coincidentally going to go along to the festival this week because it's all kicking off here in Edinburgh. So it's a good week to be here, and we're going to go and catch some shows. I'm going to go and catch some Sandy Brechin shows actually. He's going to be playing at the Acoustic Music Centre, which is in the Ukrainian Centre, and that's a couple of weeks' time. That's when is that? I'm just looking at Sandy's wall planner in front of me here. Coincidentally, it's where's August? Oh yeah, it's not until the 16th, Tuesday 16th and Tuesday the 23rd of August. So you've still got plenty of time to buy your tickets there. But yeah, it's a little bit of a tragic situation in the Ukrainian Centre because they used to have the Obolon beer, the Ukrainian beer, and the Russians, the bastards, they bombed the beer factory in Ukraine in the first week of the war. So the old resourceful Ukrainian Centre, they managed to find some of the beer in a warehouse in London. He got it sent up, but unfortunately that ran out a couple of months ago. So we're just having to import Polish beer in the meantime. But never mind, it's we'll get that factory rebuilt and back in action once we kick those bloody Ruskies out. Oh, such a pain. Never mind, on with the show. I got some great tunes for you here. Charlene's going to be singing for you later some of her favourite pop songs because my songs are all rubbish. I did try, but yeah, I'm a little bit jealous because of Kylie's success. She's a little bit more successful than me. But I did do a show in Edinburgh. It was Jason and his multicoloured coat or something like that. I can't remember. And Sandy actually came along to see it. I waved to him in the audience. So that's where we first met, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, this little cushion here, this little guy, that's a koala, just in case you don't know, because I mean, many of you have never met a koala. I've actually been up close with a koala. Oh well, here's a picture of Sandy with a koala. I'll just get it for you. It's just over on his mantelpiece. Yeah, I've been up close with a koala, but I've never been this close. Look at that. That Sandy Brechin sleeps with koalas. That's a real live koala. They're both hanging on the same tree. Looks like he'd had a little bit too much to drink. Sandy, that is, not the koala. They always sleep. They're always sleeping. Let's put this here just so... I'm losing the action. Let's just put this here so you can enjoy this photo while I play these tunes. Okay, we're going to do the Road to Sky, followed by Up in the Air, and then the Inch and Down Jig. It just came to me in bed this morning. 3 tunes that I play in different sets, and I'm going to stick them all together. I'm going to kind of mash them up. Right. Let's get on with it. That's not how the Inch and Down Jig goes. I should have really practiced this before I did it. That's it. That's it. No, it's not. That's it. God, I'm crap. Ripper, mate, Ripper. Yeah, there was the Inch and Down Jig. The Inch and Down Jig by Dagger Gordon, my good old mate up in Nairn. Nairn! Yeah, it sounds like an Australian place. Nairn! Yeah, as a sheep farmer and a mandolin player as well. What an interesting combination, you mate. You don't want to get your strings tangled up in all that wool, mate. I hope you like my wife beater. It cost me a fortune. It really suits me in this kind of hot weather. We're getting the Australian weather over here in Scotland now. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Now, I didn't actually know, because I don't watch the show myself, and I'm only an actor, so I can't remember what I did yesterday, never mind years ago. Did Scott and Sharlene actually get married? I don't know. If so, did they have a barbie for the wedding? Yeah, stick another snag in a shrimp or prawn on the barbie. Yeah, they probably did. Do they have ankle biters now? They got little nippers? I don't know. I never watched that. I only watched it in first year university, which was 1988. And back then, it was probably part of the reason why I failed my first 2 years of university. But thankfully, I got out of the dreadful habit. Ah, the potatoes are burning. I thought it was a funny smell. Excuse me, this is actually important because the show could go on fire. We don't want that. I'll just be right back. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that, folks. Don't ever try and boil potatoes when you're doing a live show. Look at that. Burnt black to a crisp. Oh, I wonder what that funny smell was. I'll be right back. Oh my God. All right, it's a good lesson for all us blokes out there. Just leave the cooking to the Sheilas. We're no good at it. No, rubbish. Well, I see Pat Dennis says hello there. Pat runs the show and coordinating gigs here. That kindly gets me on the airwaves here on a Sunday afternoon. And I saw Pat very briefly up in Inverness on Friday night. He popped his head in the Hootenannies where I was playing with the Sandy Brechin band. And it was a fantastic night. He was playing across the road in the Black Isle pub. He just popped in at his break to say hello. It was very nice to see you, Pat. And I'll catch up with you another time. By the way, Pat, I'm not doing the show next week because I've been invited to a bloody wedding. Yeah, can't believe it. I haven't been to a wedding for years. I mean, I go to them all the time to play for them, but I mean, actually as a guest, this is so exciting. It's going to be in Fife, but I don't want to interrupt the wedding ceremony by doing my live show in the middle of the... Do you take this lady to be your lawfully wedded? Ta-da! No, better not. So I'm just going to miss next week, and don't worry, I'll be back 2 weeks' time. I can't stop doing this. So don't worry, it's not going to stop anytime soon. Now, oh yeah, I was going to say, this is a Grundy television production. Well, it's grumpy television. Yeah, grumpy old Aussies. Yeah, they are quite grumpy, actually. First time I played in Australia, a guy came out of the marquee tent. People were saying, I enjoyed your gig, mate. And the tent flapped open behind us. The marquee had been playing, and this little guy with a red face came, bright red face, he'd been drinking all morning. It was only 11 o'clock in the morning anyway. It was a very early gig. He comes out and he's absolutely red in the face, and he's also really angry, and he turns to me and he goes, "You never played Flower of Scotland, you arsehole." That was my welcome to Australia, yeah. Oh, lovely nation. Okay, we're going to carry on with a set of tunes. This is called the Chorus Jig Set. I play this with McCarran, Brechin, and I'll Heat the Bar. We're going to be on tour very soon up in the Highlands, the Heelands, as they say. We're going to be playing on Thursday the 18th of August in the Kylie place, and then Friday the 19th in Invergordon Arts Centre. That's an old Art Deco cinema in the High Street in Invergordon. And finally finishing off the tour in the Stables in Cromarty, which is, as the crow flies, not that far away, but there's a big bit of water in between it. Yeah, the Cromarty Firth. So it's actually miles away, and it'll be a completely different audience. Well, we hope so, anyway. Okay, the chorus jig. Yeah, sorry, I was losing concentration there because I was just looking at the last of my brekkie. Yeah, I like my tucker. I didn't quite manage to finish it before the show. You're starting to lose the accent. Got a nice compliment there from Linda Ganal. She is actually a real Aussie. She said nice accent, but I don't know if she was taking the piss or not. Anyway, thanks for that, Linda. Yeah, it was one of my sets from McCarran, Brechin and O'Hara. Fancy come along to see us later in August. Can't believe it's almost August. Yeah, we're coming to you live today from Ramsay Street, in the middle of Edinburgh. Now, I promised you a song. Luckily, it's not going to be a Jason Donovan song because they're all crap. So instead, I'm going to get this last bit of porridge down my throat. I'm going to give you a very, very lucky song. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah, I should be so lucky. And Kylie has very kindly let me take the lead on this one. She's going to do the backing vocals here. So. Oh yeah. Oh, how does the intro start? Oh God. Can't remember the intro, right? We'll forget the intro. In my imagination there is no complication. I dream about you all the time. In my mind a celebration, the sweetest sensation, thinking that you could be mine. In my imagination there's no hesitation. We walk together hand in hand. I'm dreaming you fell in love with me, like I'm in love with you. Dreaming's all I do, if only they come true. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. It's a crazy situation. It's a crazy situation. You always keep me waiting. This is a crazy situation. Why am I doing this? It's a crazy situation. You always keep me waiting because it's only make-believe. That's right, dude. It's only make-believe. It's not really happening. And I would come a-running to give you all my loving. One day you would notice me. My heart is close to breaking and I can't go on faking. Fantasy that you'll be mine. I'm dreaming that you're in love with me, like I'm in love with you. But dreaming's all I do, if only they come true. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky in love. Oh, I can detect a new revival in my career coming up there. But maybe I should just do Kylie songs. Yeah, that's great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was quite something this Arvo. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be quite so good. I expect you were all pretty impressed out there as well. Yeah. Right. We talked about Tucker. We talked about oh God, the sharks. At least there's no sharks in Scotland. Well, not yet anyway. The temperature keeps going up and up like it is. Just know they might get over here eventually, but it's always a worry going in the water. And I'm afraid of going in the old paddling pool even in case there's a bloody shark or an alligator in it. There's so many things can kill you in Australia. Funny thing is, though, the highest rate of death over there is suicide, so it can't all be wonderful with the sea and the sun and the sand and all that. There must be some crap sides to life over there as well, because most of them kill themselves. The number of people that get eaten by sharks are tiny, tiny. Speaking of tiny, funnel web spider. Tiny, little red dot on it, sits in your toilet seat, one bite in your bum, and you're dead. Yeah, that's scarier than a shark, I can tell you. Oh my God, I'm afraid I go to the dunny over there in Australia. I just use a bucket myself. It's safer to just use a bucket in the bedroom. That's what most of us blokes do anyway. Right, it's time to play another tune. What am I going to do? Oh, cripes, I haven't thought about this. Time for some Aussie dancing. It was not too bad, not too shabby. Dead set, mate, dead set. Right. Wish I had a chocky Becky in hand. I finished my bloody breakfast. Right. Well, I have to tell you about what I was up to last night because it was quite incredible. It was really one of the nicest Kayleys I've ever played for a long time. It wasn't a Kaylee. It wasn't a Kylie Minogue. I did play with Kylie Minogue. No, this was just a Kylie. It was in the Stirling University campus, in the hotel there. And it was for the gay outdoor club. Yeah. All these lovely gay chaps all dancing together, 150 of them, dancing to the Jimi Hendrix Experience. It was a hell of a gay night. We were all having a gay old time, I can tell you. And they very kindly invited us for the meal as well beforehand. And it really was a smashing night. They were all up dancing, and it was a little bit confusing when you were introducing the dancing, because you normally I say the gentleman and the lady, but that's getting less and less these days anyway. So, and it was none of that last night. It was all the inside partner and the outside partner, and it really was a cracking night. So I hope they invite me back for another time. That was the last of my postponed gigs from before the pandemic. So I feel like I've come to a resolution with the whole pandemic scenario, having finally completed my last obligation in the Kylie scene. Me and Kylie have done the final Kylie. Yeah. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, it was something very important. Oh, I've got a theme tune for the show now, made by a very good friend of mine, Paul Brandon. I forgot to load it up. I was going to play it to you. I'll load it up next week. No, I'm not here next week. I'll load it up in 2 weeks and play it for you. It's a Sandy and Sunday theme tune that he's written on guitar and sings. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll post it up after the show so you can see it. But I'll play it live in the show next time, in 2 weeks' time. Was there something else there was something important I was going to say. I can't remember what it is now. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Never mind. We're getting to the end of the show. Literally, it's the end of the show, mate. It's the end of Neighbours. This one-off episode of Neighbours coming to an end. What's that I hear you say? What's that I hear you say? Nah. I'm afraid it is. Yeah. But speaking of nah, that gives me a great idea, because I've got the words here for a song, another Kylie song. It goes la la la. Okay. This is an easy one. La la la. La la la. La 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 la. Can't get you out of my head. Boy, your loving is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. Boy, it's more than I dare to think about. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Just can't get you out of my head. Boy, your loving is all I think about. I just can't get you out of my head. Boy, it's more than I dare to think about. Every night, every day, just to be there in your arms. Won't you stay forever and ever and ever? La la la. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, that was awful. It remains. It's the end of the show. G'day. Yeah, have a good day, wherever you're going. Just one little thing I forgot to tell you about. I don't know if any of the regular viewers of the show remember Zombie Chicken, but he's up here. And he used to be quite a regular visitor in the show until he got eaten by the dog. As you can see, he's legless. He's always legless like me. And after I've had a few too many stubbies. Inside, he's got a little, it's a little talking box, a squawk box. Dang, it goes like that. Well, the funniest thing happened. He stuffed inside a big roll of, shut up, Zombie Chicken. He stuffed inside a big roll of sellotape up on the shelf there. And just out of the blue the other day, suddenly he had, and he leapt. It was like it came to life. He leapt out. He fell out of the sellotape that he was wrapped inside, a big roll of sellotape. And this separated as he flew down. Flew down very quickly because he got no wings. And this dropped into my full cup of coffee. And it went splash and it went. It was like a gurgling turtle. It was such a bizarre accident. I just thought I'd tell you about it. But luckily, I managed to dry out the squawk box and insert it back in his little tummy. And he's still working great. Which is great. We'll have to get him back in another show, but we'll just try him out once. Let me just pop this back in here. Oh, God, I'm losing the accent completely. Right, come on. Used to be easier to get this back in. He's a funny little guy, isn't he? Yeah, here we go. Oh, used to work much better than that. It's broken. I don't believe it is broken. Oh my God, it might never squawk again. Right, I'm going to have to look at that. Never mind. Anyway, that's us for today, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye. Ooh, wow, Kylie. The incredible thing was, they think this is just a wig. Yeah, they don't realise it's my own hair. Oh, I love the mullet. Oh my God, did I leave that on?